Hello everyone, it is Susan from Suehiles Art. Welcome to my channel. So today is my crafty chit chat and slow stitching video. My favorite video to actually record. Love making these videos. And today we get to start something new because what we were working on, that wall hanging, is up on my wall. And if I remember, I'll put a picture or two right here in the video for you to see it on my wall. What we're going to do next is totally inspired by Susan Taylor Brown, of course. She's wonderful, definitely inspires me. Her style of stitching and creating is totally different than what I do. She's way more talented when it comes to her stitching ability. Like, I am like so not to the level that she is, but I'll get there someday. So I love the learning process. It's all good, right? I love the learning process. And she had put out a video, I don't know, a week or two ago, and she made a 3-page Just Because book. And I'm like, okay, I need to do this. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I figured we would look at some fabric and maybe, decide on the size of it, and I'll tell you my thoughts. But before we get into what I want to use, let me show you something that I found in my stash while I was looking for the fabrics for the 3-page Just Because book. So I was looking for the Just Because book, I was looking for like upholstery fabric because that's what Susan used for her cover. So I thought, well, I would like to do that as well. And I ran across this. I was looking through my browns. Like, at first I thought, I'm going to make a red one because I don't have like a red fabric journal. I don't use red very often. And then I'm like, well, duh. I've been working with red and green since July for my December daily fabric book, which, I've been working with Rachel and Sarah on the Roxy Creations Volume 2 project. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to do red when I'm really working with red in that. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, well, what color am I going to use? And then I looked at my browns. Like, I keep my fabric sorted mainly by color, really by color. And I saw this, which was at the bottom of the pile. And like, look at this. And it was folded just like this. This is how it was. I looked at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a folio just waiting to be sewn. Is it not? Is that? And it's very heavy. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, it almost even looks like this is like a label of sorts where you could put like a title or something, right? The name of the folio. But anyway, so I'm not working on this now. This will be a future project. So I'll add this to, I'll keep this. Well, let me show you this first. But no, what I'll say is that I'll keep these, together in a little pile somewhere in my craft room. And then what happens, even as I do other projects, I'll find pieces that would look good with this, and my pile will continue to grow. And then when it comes time to actually work on this, I will have probably more stuff than I need, right, to do this folio fabric folio project. There you go, fabric folio. But in my brown pile, I also have this piece of fabric. I recently got this in a scrap bag from my local fabric store. And it looks like it's tea dyed. It looks tea dyed, but it's not. That's just how the fabric is. And tell me that this is just not gorgeous to go with this. Let me hold this up just a little bit. So you can hopefully see okay that there's just beautiful, like I said, coffee or tea dyed effect to this. So I immediately pulled this out. I'm like, well, this is going with this. And I don't know exactly how I'll use it. Will it be my pages? Will it be the inside of my cover? I really don't know. But all I know is that I think it looks amazing together. So this is a future project coming. What I think I want to do after the 3-page Just Because book is I definitely want to do another block, what I call the simplistic blocks. And I was inspired to do those also from Susan Taylor Brown's Facebook group, Maria Ruiz. She just does these all the time, and I just drool over them all. I just do. I just love them. So anyways, I think I have to make 2 more of those blocks, and then I'm going to sew them together to make a long wall hanging. So I'll put 2 next to each other, and then 2 under that, and then 2 under that. So it's going to be 2 wide and 3 long. So it's going to be a long wall hanging. So, and I think I have 2 more blocks left to do for that. So I want to get moving on that. And then we have this. Oh my gosh. And you should see my desk. I don't know, like if you can see around my desk right now, like around this pad right here, I have paper projects. I have sewing projects. I have watercolor stuff. I'm surrounded. I am surrounded, which is good, right? It's a happy thing, a happy, good place to be. All right, so let's talk about this. So, as I said, you know, I keep my fabrics stored by color. And so I had these. So recently I had to move a big stack of bigger fabric pieces out of my unit, my storage unit, where I keep all of my pieces of fabrics. And I had this one block, this one area where I had my big pieces of fabric, meaning probably at least a half a yard, you know, big or bigger, right? And so I had to take those out, and I moved them down onto a shelf, and then that freed up a whole nother little block for me to use, you know, a little storage area in this hanging storage thing. Is I took my blue fabrics, which I have the most of, and like I had the blues and the greens together in one storage. It's almost like a bin. You know what? Let me just show you. Hold on for a second. All right, so I don't think I've shown you this yet, where I moved all of this fabric down into this bin down here. It was there where that blue is. It filled that up. In fact, it was like I couldn't put another piece in there. All of that blue was up here, but the tealish color that I'm working with today was actually sitting right here all together. So I just grabbed that, and I looked just real quick to see if there was really any more teal in here, and there's really not. And so I used I took out just the few pieces that I had right there. But the bigger fabric pieces are now down here. These are the fabrics that I pulled out of that one little area in my green section. And I just happen to have these all together. I mean, these are definitely more green, but I don't know, I just had them together, so I pulled them out and I'm like, oh my gosh, just like all of this could be used in one journal. It definitely could. I have little owls over here. It definitely could. But I don't want to make a big journal, so I want to keep this, well, I want it to be 3 pages, a 3-page Just Because book. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, so like I really love this piece right here. I don't know what kind of fabric it is, but it kind of feels like a plush something, but probably used for furniture because it's nice and heavy. And I thought, well, that would be pretty to use as a cover or even inside of the journal I'm going to work on next, right? So the 3-page Just Because. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep this piece for another project because I really want to use this as the cover for this journal. So I don't know the size yet. Maybe I'll cut it really this size right here and then fold it in half and make a small Just Because book. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, it's a bigger piece, but I definitely have to cut it. So I think this is beautiful. And I think that it already has a lot of what I like the stitches that are already on here. They're very dimensional. I don't know if you can see it, but they're actually bumpy and so I like the look of it to start. And I love the color. I haven't done anything in this color. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I did something in this tealish kind of colorway. So what I want to do is on the inside, I was thinking, well, and again, it's not going to be this big, but just to show you what I'm talking about. So the inside, whatever size it ends up being, I think I'm going to sew, I don't know, is this too busy? Oh, well, I guess it depends on what I plan on doing on it. Like, will I add other pieces of fabric? Well, I mean, I'm going to add something, right? So, and like, because I want to practice my stitching more. Well, I need to practice it because everything I learned almost a year ago, I'm like, I have forgotten. So I've been watching Rachel and Sarah's videos on the 20 stitches that they taught us. And I just want to do some, right? I just want to play and just practice some stitches. So, I will have to add fabrics or something to this. So maybe I think I'm just going to commit to putting this on the inside of the cover. But before I do that, I'll have to stitch on them and then sew it to the cover. Because once it's on the cover, I'm not going to be able to stitch it without it going all the way through. And then I thought this was perfect to put a page in there. It doesn't match perfectly, but it's darn close, and I don't need it to match perfectly. I'm so much not about that. I mean, this doesn't even match that. In fact, this doesn't even really have teal in it. There's like no teal. There's a lot of different shades of greens, but not that beautiful teal color, like the brighter teal. But so I thought about using this for a page inside of it. I just grabbed all of my green fabric from the bin in my closet, and I forgot I had this button. So maybe I can see if I can use this button, which also is not teal. But I like it. I've been trying to use this button for, I don't know, a year and a half now. Yeah, the only thing, well, let's kind of look through this pile. The only thing that kind of resembles maybe a teal would be this little strip of fabric right here. But I don't know. Let's look. Let's see what else is in here. Well, this is pretty. So this is more of a, let me move this to the side. This is more of a, I want to say subdued color. And look at that. That actually looks super pretty together. And the pink in this matches the pink here, and the green, it kind of matches this, and it's a little different than this, but close. And I think it would look pretty with the cover, right? And not that it has to match, you know that. Then I have all of these squares, which none of them are speaking to me, so I'll move those to the side. I have these. No, still nothing, not, yeah, nope. How about some flowers? How about, I don't know if this would be too bright, but I do like that more olivey green. You know, I'm going to leave that out just because, you know, I could want to possibly pull that in. So I'll leave that. This is some hand-dyed fabric. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Here's some more hand-dyed. Now this, that I like. So, you know, I'm going to pull that out as well. That has like even gold in it. What do we have here? Oh, see, now I'm glad I'm looking at this, because look, that matches too. So here we go. So I want a 1-page journal. Yeah. Okay. So I think I need to stop. I'm gonna put this back. I'm not gonna, because I'm grabbing too much stuff. So just by looking on here, I just need to stop, but I'm just gonna do a real quick, let's just do a real quick little look in here. Let's just see. Because there may be something fabulous. I mean, it's good to have extra pieces. So you know what? I'm going to bring this one back into the mix. No, I'll just use that one. Because I have to remember that, you know, I'm going to pull in smaller pieces of fabrics as well. Let's see. See, but there's not that teal. There's not that teal color. So I have a lot of these strips. Maybe this one. Maybe that one. I'll leave that one out. I love the toile. I love it. I'm going to pull that out. Too green. Oh, this is nice. This piece right here, it would be hard for you to see, but there's like a little design on here that actually is this pretty much the same color as that. I think I'm going to pull that out because that would be nice to pull, you know, a piece of in. And that's it. So I'm going to put all of this to the side. And I think what I have is more than enough. All right, so let me move this. Okay, so I have quite the assortment of designs and colors, right? But to me, they definitely go together. I'm just gonna, I think, keep these out as well. This, as much as I love it, I think I'm just gonna put it away because I don't want to use it because, you know, I'm gonna keep that piece out, but I don't know. I'm just gonna keep them out. Do you guys do like I do? I'm I'm not being able to commit very well at the moment. Oh my gosh, it's like crazy, right? Well, you know, because you don't have to use it all, and I definitely won't use it all, but I really do like having a bunch of options. So I'm just gonna, this is a sample piece of fabric. Got it from somewhere, who knows where. We have this, and they're all very different. So don't be afraid to do different. In fact, I think I love putting pieces together that aren't super matchy, but I think look good together. Like, so this piece right here, it's not that yellow that I like. It's this area right here that I like. This is what I like. So that's why I'm keeping that piece out. Yeah, because there's a lot of blue in this, right? So there's the blue, there's the teal. It just is just, I think it looks beautiful together. So now let's decide. So I have the fabric. So I'll go through laces and my yarns and just to see, you know, pull out more stuff to add to this, right? Because I need something to sew on the page. Well, it'll be, right, 3 pages. So, well, I'll have to figure that out. Let's for now, let's go ahead and decide on a size. So if I fold this in quarters like I had it before, let's see how big that is. I like using my ruler with the, centimeters as well, because this way I can go ahead and say both. So this is like 7.5 inches wide, or 19 centimeters, and it is 5, not quite 5.5, well, 5.5 inches high, or almost 14 centimeters this way. So if this were my cover, right, so again, I'm going to go back to inches here. So being 7.5 inches, just a little over 7.5 inches. So 3.5, so 3 3/4 inch, 3 3/4 inch for, so that, like, my pages couldn't be bigger than that either. And I think that that's okay. I think that that works for me. Like Susan's was on the small side as well, and I just really liked it. So this is what I'm gonna do. Now, I don't have one of those rolly blade things. I guess I should get one, but I don't ever really, I don't know. I just kind of cut. Now that's not necessarily good because, well, I cut things crooked all the time. But I'm just gonna cut. So I have that, and let's just cut down here. And this will be the cover of this 3-page Just Because book. All right. So I like it. I like it a lot. So now I have to decide, well, will this be my front? I'm going to think that this would probably be my front because see how on the edge of this, there's like this nice darker brown going down here. It kind of looks to me like that will make a really nice front cover. Now I'm looking at how straight I cut this. I didn't do too bad. And again, I say this all the time. Everything I do is wonky. It just is. And I'm okay with that. So we have that. So now let's cut this, and that will probably be it for today. So now I have to figure out what area. I'm kind of thinking maybe like this area right here, which has a lot of green, yet it has blue. Because some of the other fabrics that I have pulled out are green and blue. So I think I will cut from right here. And I'm going to use this as my template. And let's just cut it. And I may not talk when I cut. And yeah, it's slightly, I'm cutting it slightly bigger, and I don't mean to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll have to, you know what, let me just kind of pull it over just a little bit, and then we'll cut this side. Okay, so that's good. And then I'm gonna move it down just a little bit, and then let's cut here. I'll have to find some pretty lace. Maybe I'll dye some lace. Maybe I'll take some white lace and dye it. Let me move this to the side. I do have, for another thing that I'm working on, like this is some lace. Well, it was white, and I hand dyed it a beautiful blue. And I remember that I pulled in, I don't know, I think I started with, I think this was from the liquid inks, and I used white with a little bit of blue, I think. But that's pretty, but you know, maybe I want it to be more teal. But anyway, so this is the inside. Now maybe it needs to go this way because these flowers hang down. What are they called? Are they wisteria? There's probably, you know, several flowers, but I'm going to say that it should go like that, this being the top. So now, yeah, I'll just have to make sure that that does not stick out from the cover. And right now it does, just a little bit, especially in that one spot right there. But I can fix that. So I'll give this a good iron, and maybe what I'll do is try to dye lace that is teal. Or maybe do some blue and some green. I don't know. And I guess we'll see. And you know, I don't know about you, but when you hand dye things, wow, that looks like super crooked to me. Yeah, I think the bottom of it, well, no, we'll see when I do it like that. It looks fine. All right. When I hand dye things, just because I want a certain color, doesn't mean that that's what's going to come out. And usually what happens with hand dyeing, and I do use some old inks or sprays that I just don't use anymore that I have in my stash, my basement stash. Yes, I have a basement stash. Now that you guys have rarely seen. Someday I should probably do a little tour down there because I have a back room. I mean, it's not finished or anything, but gosh, half of it, and it's a good size. It is, well, I'm gonna say it's at least the size of my craft room right here, and I would say about half of it is just filled with craft stuff. So everything from paints to papers to stencils to just everything. Yeah, my overflow room. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I do like that. I'm going to keep this little piece out because that will remind me what I want to do. Maybe next Monday's video, we can do the dyeing together. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in, because I think that would be fun. So now, and again, I think I have to cut this down just a tiny bit over here. So that's going to go like that. And so on here, in order for me to do some stitches and add laces and stuff like that, I do need obviously to tone this down. So what I'll probably end up doing is take some fabrics, even like this, and tear them into smaller pieces and just put some down. Maybe we'll see. I mean, this is gorgeous. Like, I could just pull in some of this embroidered. I mean, like, look at this with this. I mean, that's gorgeous. I mean, it's not, well, if it went this way it would fit, but I don't want to do that because I want to stitch myself, right? So I don't know if using this would be a good idea. It'd be kind of cool even to pull in this flower down here. But anyways, I'm going to keep it out and we'll see where it goes. So that is it for today. I'm excited about this. I'll put Susan's information below in my description box, so definitely check her out. And yeah, so it is the U.S. Thanksgiving on Thursday this week. So I'm actually I've decided I'm going to try to make a pie. And what it is it's almost like a chocolate mousse pie with like whipped cream on the top, but it's not chocolate mousse, but it looks like it. And yeah, so I'm going to do that on Wednesday. That'll be interesting. Of course, I'm going to buy the frozen crust. Right? So yeah, I'm not going to make that. But anyway, so that's it. So everybody in the U.S., have a wonderfully blessed Thanksgiving Day. You know, if you don't have plans or don't have family, I pray that God fills your heart with his love and that you know that you are truly not alone. And everybody else, you know, I pray that when you spend time with your families, that, you know, we all have to remember just how blessed we really are, right? And the food, the bounty that's going to be on our tables, not everybody has that. So we need to remember just how blessed we are. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. God bless. Bye-bye.